Hey guys, this is Graham from 613 Equipment Rentals. I'm going to put together a quick video. Two things I want to show you. I want to show you how to use the safety locking mechanism when you're servicing your SCL1000. I also want to go over all the grease points in detail, and I'm going to swap or add a cutting edge on my bucket, which I haven't had previously as I ordered the bucket with the teeth. So I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do those things and what that looks like at the end. So this steel locking mechanism, you'll see, sits right here in this holding position on your SCL1000. Now I've just extended the arms to the highest position, and what happens is the steel support here goes over the hydraulic piston as such, and your flat end goes here, and your curved end, which I'll show you in a moment, goes at the top. And then you add your two pins to secure it in place. And that way, if ever you have any hydraulic failure, your arms don't fall on your head, which would really suck. So you're gonna take your first pin out, then you can take your second pin out, and you slip your bottom portion out first and your top end out after. And as I said, the curved end, as you can see here, slips in like that, and then you slip your bottom end in over the hydraulic piston, and then you secure it with your two pins. Once you're done that, the final resting place is right here. On these two pins, and I'm just going to wipe down the grease before I set it back. Okay, so I brought my arms down to a functional position. Don't mind the bell here. This is a marker for my wife so she doesn't hit the end of the workbench when she parks in here. Here we have the original bucket. This is the 36-inch bucket. And like I said, it had the teeth on it, and I took them off because they weren't really as functional as I had anticipated. So I just want to show you what this looks like after a season. This is 1 year, and you can see the edge is beginning to wear, and it's wearing unevenly, and I want to get ahead of this and add the cutting edge, which I've ordered. So I've ordered it here. And it's pretty heavy. So now it has a cutting edge on a beveled edge on each side, which is nice. So I guess the point here is once you toast this end, you can flip it around, rebolt it back on, and use it again until you've worn through the second side. So I like that. Okay, so I just want to show you the product numbers for each bolt. This was provided from the Kubota dealer when I ordered the cutting edge. So we got these nuts here, 3/8 16 by 1.5, and then 3/8 16 by 1.25. And the reason there are two different sizes, I believe, are, and I've just dry fit this cutting edge, is the bolt on the interior side needs to travel further than the one here. So I believe that's the reason. And I'll just show you the underside of this. And here's what the cutting edge looks like on the other side. Now it's not fully torqued down yet. And then your bolts sit nice and flush on the bottom here. So there are two different sizes. There are two different sizes for a reason, as the bolt on this side needs to travel further. Okay, so I've put them all on. I haven't tightened them down yet. There's a nice flat brand new edge. And I've thrown on a 9/16 socket. And I'll go ahead and torque them all down. Alrighty, we're all done. And like I said, we have this nice edge here which will protect the bucket integrity going forward. So rather than replacing the bucket, which is significantly more expensive than a cutting edge, in my opinion, this is the best way to go. And like I said, the cutting edge serves me better than the teeth that I had originally ordered the bucket with. Now I'll show you all the grease points on the machine. Okay, moving on to the greasing. We're gonna use a rigid electric greaser. I like rigid because they have a lifetime warranty. So if anything breaks, I send it back. You just have to make sure you register it online, and it's the same for the batteries. Let's cover these off quickly, and I'll show you how I do it. I'll start on this side here. I'm just gonna have the camera pan over here. The feedback I'm looking for is the grease squirting out of these joints. And that's what I want. Once I see it coming out, that's enough. Stop. You've applied enough grease. That's 1, 2, 3. And you can look, it's hard to show on camera, but you can see when you're looking and greasing, you'll be able to see the grease squirt out, and you know you've put enough. Okay, so I'll move to the other side. Same idea, there's 1 extra point on this one, and I'll show you that in a sec. And over here, this is your parking brake, and I'll just have the camera pan over nice and close. The grease nipple for this one is right over here. This one gets pretty gummed up regularly. With mud. And there we go. As you can see, the grease is coming out. So that one needed some doing. It may have been neglected. Now we're moving over to the bucket side. Top piston over here. Done. And if I recall, there are 4 more. There you go, you can see the feedback. Hit the pin. It's a good sign when you see the water coming out. And finally, there's one right here. I'll just have the camera pan over. And there you have it. So I lost track of how many grease points there were, to be honest with you, but that took maybe less than 5 minutes. And you want to make sure you cover those off the manual calls for 10 hours, 10 to 20 hours. That'll keep you keep your equipment in good shape and keep the wear off your parts. So that's it. I hope to see you on the next video. If there's any questions or concerns, please leave the comments in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer any of your questions.